I've been in networking for over a decade and decided to make some content to try to help others understand this industry. Let's take a look at the different types of network address translations. So there are three types of NATs. We have static, dynamic, and port address translation. Static NATs are also called one-to-one NATs. The original IP will always have the same translated IP. In this example, anytime that the 192.168.0.1 original IP is being translated, it will be translated to the 1.1.1.1. That's a static NAT. The translation table would show the original IP always mapped to the same translated IP. A dynamic NAT can translate a pool of original IPs to a pool of translated IPs. In this example, anytime the original IP is from the 192.168.0.0/16 network, it will be translated to one of the IPs that is part of the 1.1.1.0/24 network. The translation table for dynamic NATs would have original IPs randomly mapped to IPs from the translated pool. The same original IP could be mapped to different translated IPs at different times of the day and for different connections. Since the original pool in this example is a /16 and the translated pool is a /24, not all of the original IPs can be in use at the same time because there aren't enough translated IPs for each mapping. This is where port address translations come in. Port address translation, also called PAT, also called NAT overload, is a type of network address translation that uses the layer 4 port numbers to help keep track of the translations. This can be used to expand the usage of a single translated IP or a pool of translated IPs. Here, we are just going to use a single translated IP of 1.1.1.1. Layer 4 uses a 16-bit value to designate the port that is being used for the communication. Port address translation can map multiple original IPs to the same translated IP by assigning a unique Layer 4 port to the translation. By keeping track of the original IP and the unique Layer 4 port number, the same translated IP can be used thousands of times. Since the translations are based on IP and Layer 4 port, the translation table must keep track of both of those things. The first entry here shows that the original IP of 192.168.0.1, it used a Layer 4 port of 50,000. This was mapped to the translated IP of 1.1.1.1 and a Layer 4 port of 60,000. The next entry has the same original IP but a different Layer 4 port. This time it's port 50,001. This was translated to an IP of 1.1.1.1, but the port is 60,001. The last entry shows that an original IP of 192.168.0.2 was also using port 50,001. The same translated IP is mapped, but this time a port of 60,002 is used. So we have the same source original IP address that can be mapped to the same translated IP with different port numbers, and we can even have the same original port with different IPs being mapped to the same translated IP, but still different ports. By using the Layer 4 port as part of the mapping, a single IP can be used for thousands of translations. This can be expanded even further when combining PAT with a pool of translated IPs instead of just a single one.